Welcome to the freewheeling cavalcade of circular motion, thus defined by the octagon table of double-wide mental introspection and dedicated utilitarian outward thinking in defense of zero content. Translation: we ain't got nothing. Oh, hey folks, dude here, yet again, an iteration of Dude After Dark. Hopefully you guys heard that. I had my speaker miscommunicating. It was kind of loud though. Hopefully you guys heard it. The thing is, my microphone is actually set to be cardio. Hang on a second here. I got the spare. I do actually have a spare Yeti. I got the spare Yeti and I got a snowball up on the shelf, but I was at the secondhand store. This thing popped up and it was pretty cheap. It's like, you know what? I think I want to have a spare Yeti just in case. So this one, of course, being the Yeti, it's a semi-pro kind of unit. Does actually have a fitting. You can put a mic stand on there. Does have a earphone jack, so you have something called latency. That's literally where you put input into the device, and then you hear yourself sometime later. So you go, hi, hi, hi. Hi, hi, hi. You know, it's like there's like almost like an echo. Zach, appreciate you coming by, dude. So there's almost like an echo. So the earphone jack has what's referred to as zero latency. You actually hear what you're hearing as you're saying it. You're hearing yourself say it. Good stuff like that there. You know, fun stuff like that. You know, anyway. So anyway, on the back of this guy, actually, there is a couple devices. You know, you basically have a volume knob so you can adjust what you're hearing in the microphone to your comfort level. It does have a standby button and an active button. It actually does have a envelope button, or a knob, shall we say, where you can change the envelope from being literally all the way around, mostly in front, or kind of like divided, so it's only really picking up like a narrow stream. I forget what setting I have on. I think one is more heart-shaped and one is more like everything all around. Anyway, good stuff like that there. There is also a gain knob. For all intents and purposes, all gain is input volume. So really, that's the easiest way to explain it. Gain is input volume. Now, obviously, if you go too loud, or what's referred to in a business as too hot, you're going to be, clipping. So basically, every time that you have a loud point, it just kind of it just fries the system, overloads, everything goes kind of wonky. So you basically want to make sure that your input level is as such that the system can go, oh, okay, I got this, graduating scale of which to actually look at. Now, obviously, you've seen, and I'm going really technical here for a second, but you guys have actually seen like, soundboards and whatnot. And dude has like the bar graphs or the sweep meters. They're called VU meters. So what you want to do is you want to have your VU never, ever going into the red, because once it's going into the red, it's overwhelming the system and it's going to the point where it's going to start clipping, or you're going to be listening to the guy, you're going to hear like, clicks, pops, and what have you, because the system's simply just overloading, and it's just way too much. Looking in the room, like I said, I got Zach here. Argentina Sasquatch. Dude, California monsoon season has started. Holy crap, dude. You guys really, truly can't catch a break in that state. Everything just seems to just, yeah. Yeah, you just tend to catch all manner of caca. All manner of caca. Anyway, look at that stuff as it is. We find ourselves. Sound guy, stop. Sound guy, stop. Okay, the only thing I know about California. Yeah, that's the only thing I know about California is going to San Francisco. And truly, that is the place where you go to vomit. I mean, it's Poopville. It is literally Poopville. I got crap on my table. Give me a second here. Literally, it's Poopville. Marchena Sasquatch, 1 to 3 inches of rain today in my part of the Bay Area. Okay, now that's the other really California thing. You guys describe like a certain geographic area as the Bay Area, and it's compounding like not just San Francisco. That's like a whole massive areas, okay? But it's really funny how you guys just go, well, I reside in the Bay Area. Anyway, so looking at things as it is, sound guy, what are you doing? Sound guy, sound guy. Okay, that I think he's trying to. Oh, dude, no, no, no. Sound guy, no. Stop that. Stop. I think he's trying to say that there's been a lot of airline accidents lately. Yipes. Sound guy. Sound guy. Sound guy. Sound guy. Stop. Stop that, okay?
Fatality.
Okay, yes, there's been a lot of airline accidents taking place on the east side. Got it. Stop. Stop. Of that I shall say no more. Obviously, I've actually flown in and out of Reagan once, but it's just bad. It's just a bad situation all the way around. Um, I have heard it posited in the notion they're saying, the pilot was a DEI hire. Obviously, she was being night qualified by flying at night, had received warnings numerous times to deviate, change course, was oncoming to another vehicle. I don't know any of that stuff. I have no further information other than the fact that tragedy occurred. And yeah, it just absolutely sucks for the 70 some odd people involved in both the vehicles. In total, bad juju. I never would wish that stuff on anybody. But anyway, let me jump over here to the news stories here. Truthpress.com. The Trump Justice Department has launched a special project to investigate the January 6th prosecutors. Oopsie. Turnabout is fair play. And remember, Democrats, as much as you piss, whine, and moan about, oh, this is so unjust, this is so unworthy, how many times can we this, that, and the other things? Oh, this is so hard, and bemoan the fact that bloody blah and harsh and this, that, and the other. The mandate is on Donald John Trump right now to fix everything that you guys threw at the American public and everything that you threw at this nation for an extended period. He is the answer to everything that you've done. So you got nobody to blame but yourselves for everything that's now going to be happening, cleaning up the mess that you've made for everybody, indebting everybody, and of course now screwing up the entire economy of the United States and making us the bitch of many third world nations rather than the world leader of which we should actually be. We should never kowtow to anybody, ever. So anyway, like I said, going into it, this one, of course, being truthpress.com. Looking at the news story, the Justice Department of Donald Trump has launched an investigation into prosecutors who handled the criminal cases against defendants convicted of participating in the January 6, 2021 riot at the U.S. Capitol building. Multiple sources told CNN they'd seen internal memo indicating president's intention to investigate those involved in the prosecution efforts against the January 6 defendants. Translation: it was an arbitrary, capricious, and politically mandated attack on Trump supporters to try to make them guilty of anything they possibly could throw at them. Patriot Fever, appreciate you coming on by, dude. Patriot Fever 4 and Nurse Patriot reporting better betting odds on new name of U.S. aid. I'm betting on us siphon hose. U.S. siphon hose. And greetings, Sasquatch. Dude, NK and Cat Zach, dude. Okay. Sorry, I was reading gibberish there for a second. The eyes weren't functioning. Let's see. Scrolly. Ed Martin, the interim U.S. attorney in Washington, D.C., has launched an investigation of prosecutors who brought obstruction charges against U.S. Code 512C against some riders that was ultimately tossed because of a Supreme Court decision last summer. Referring to the effort as a special project, Martin wrote in a memo issued Monday that the attorneys should hand over, quote, all information you have related to the use of 512 charges, including all files, documents, notes, emails, and other information, to two of the office's long-term prosecutors who must submit a report on the probe by Friday. Thor's hammer. Not playing. Excuse me a second. On the first day of office, Trump issued pardons to about 1,500 of those convicted of offenses related to the riot. The move sparked a major league meltdown on the left. Oh, you blanking know it, dude. They've been so beholden to this whole January 6th thing. It's just beyond the pale. So, what is the gist of the January 6th riots? Well, it was a gathering, and the FBI is not releasing files because their guys were poop stirrers. And I'm being very, very, very polite here, not using other language, but let's just say they were poop stirring. Anyway, so the FBI agents were poop stirring. Sound guy, stop that. The FBI agents were poop stirring. Poop stirring undercover FBI guys. Sound guys, stop, okay? Stop. No, you don't get a fanfare for that one. No, that is just beyond the pale. No, you do not get a ding. Sound guy, no. Yes, you are definitely entering the danger zone. Okay, stop. Okay, or you're gonna be getting well. Oh, you're definitely gonna be getting more than a little bit of yes. Yeah, definitely.
Death by snoo.
You are not getting snoo. You're getting
Snoo.
no snoo.
Death by snoo.
No snoo. Stop it.
Snoo.
You're not getting snoo.
You're despicable.
Snoo.
Despicable snoo. I don't even know if that's possible. Despicable snoo. Anyway, rectal spelunking rooster vacuums. Yeah, that one's
No.
sound guy.
Snoo.
He's on a snoo mood. Stop. Okay, he's really in a mood here, folks. Anyway, back into the news story. Trump also issued an executive order January 20 to address the weaponization of government under the Biden administration. The order is aimed at promoting accountability for the former president's use of the federal government to target Americans based on their politics, of which that happened a lot. Hugely. Beyond the pale, way too much. And I think it's entirely too easy to justify the fact that, well, they were using for every chance possible to completely hose everybody they possibly could. Sound guide, stop. Clunk. Anyway, so essentially they tried to screw everybody that possibly could with first implementation, trying to screw everybody on any way, shape, and form who had anything to do with the yeah, thanks, sound guy. Anyway, so then of course it became the whole issue with people having to get the right, and we don't have to worry about we don't have to worry about fact checks or clot shots or no, it's fine, Sonic. We can talk about it. You're censoring the cat now. Okay, thanks. Anyway. What are you even doing, dude? Stop. Stop.
Sounds like somebody's got a case of the Munders.
Okay, I really don't know where he's going with this one. Anyway, next story we got going on to coming out of Breitbart. Yeah. Okay. Here's all you really have to even think about this whole thing with, like, the Chinese, their artificial. I really don't like using this phrase in any of my videos, but artificial, let's just say, smarty pant computer type things that think they're intelligent. Okay, I'll have to come up with a soundbite or something. I will come up with something. Okay, hang on a second here. As a matter of fact, I will actually cheat so far as I will make myself a note. Make a sound bite for that hateful phrase that I shall not mention about computers thinking that they're smarty pants and they're just so intelligent. So I actually made a note there. I will now know to do that in the future, so I have something. Is Pedro favorite? No, I'm not taking that one out of the room. Okay. Him computer and Gitmo. Him computer and Gitmo. Demand snoo for J6 feds. For snoo it's him computer. That's a deep cut, dude. That's a really deep cut. If you guys didn't see that, there's an episode of Futurama where they go to this land where there's literally these giant chicks. And obviously, when they're taking into some place for adult activities, that's referred to as snoo. So if you can find that, oh gosh, what is that episode? And you know what? I'm actually going to look that up. Okay. Futurama snoo. Futurama snoo. That's going to be episode Amazon Women in the Mood. First episode, the third season of Futurama. Amazon Women in the Mood. And that was snoo. So the Amazonian term for actually, how could you say that without saying that? It would be the Amazonian term for
Come on, squeal.
But I pooped from there.
sound guy. No. Sound guy. No, sound guy. No. No, you don't get a chime for that one. That is not Deliverance, okay? We're talking about male, female stuff. You guys see what I got to deal with here? Okay, they're in the jungle. I don't think there's a lot of that going on, okay? I think there was other stuff doing it, and not like that. No. Here's yet another episode of Sound Guy going off the rails using sexual derogatory type things to insult, to try to put it in there that while he's talking about, adult activities. Sound guy. No. Sound guy, stop. Okay, hopefully he's going to go out back and smoke a cigarette. I have really no clue sometimes with him. So anyway, first episode, third season, Amazon Women in the Mood. And it is a really funny episode. So anyway, talking about the artificial smarty pants computer thing that thinks it's really intelligent. We're talking about the Chinese version. Now remember, the Chinese always lie. They overstate their abilities. They overstate their sales numbers. They underreport the things that are really going south. And they really, truly don't want to tell you the things that are just completely, just blowing up in their face. Milo. Milo. If you guys hadn't seen, I did do an update. I don't know if I did do that, but we do actually now have a new kitty. Mrs. Dude is friends with a lady that does a cat rescue thing, and we adopted a new kitty. So the new kitty is a gray tabby, very friendly, very nice. Still trying to get outside because he just had the snip done fairly short order. So he's still looking around for going around and trying to
You.
well, the first part, not the yeah, I think he's still trying to meow outside. So anyway, yeah, that's what's going on with that one. So anyway, so new guy, basically very friendly, very nice, still trying to get outside. We got to be really careful with him. But he's basically melded himself real well into the home situation. Now, there's pictures posted up somewhere. Anyway, good stuff like that there. So getting into the smarty pants computer, that thinks it's artificially way too smart for things intelligent. So anyway, so computer Chinese company DeepSeek has emerged as a potential challenger to U.S. tech giants, demonstrating breakthrough in its smarty pants models that claim to offer performance comparable to leading offerings at a fraction of the cost. Okay, this thing is probably beyond maxed out to even try to match the stuff that we have. But then again, I would tend to think that these guys are so overinvested in this new tech that really they've overspent. I mean, they could have done it way cheaper, but they really, really overspent. Excuse me 1 second here. So they're overinvested. They're now not even over leveraged. They're just like, buy our stuff. Just buy it. Buy it. It's so good. It's amazing. It's technology. This, that, the other thing. But it's now come out to be that some of these companies are now over leveraged. They've actually reached out too far. They've spent way too much money buying all this technology to try to insert something that most people really aren't even using. And so much so that they're actually trying to stick it in, slide it in, make it part of their operating systems. Google is infamous for this one. If you do have that thing on your Gmail account where you basically have like the little booger in the corner going, hey, check me out, I'm the new one. Don't click on it. Don't. Just use your Gmail as it is. Don't try to play with it. Don't tweak the settings. There's no need. If you like it the way it works, don't futz with it. Leave it functioning. If you try to put the stuff in there and tweak it around, guess what? Google's Gemini is now going to go, hi, I'm going to fix it for you. And the next thing you know, you got an over stupid paperclip going, hey, would you like me to blah, blah, blah for the zit, that, and the other thing? No, don't. Just don't. Do not. No, don't do it. Anyway. So now what we're looking at here is now all these guys have overspent way too much, put all this technology in place that really didn't need to even stinking be there. But anyway, they got this stuff in there. So reports that this thing is now, amazing, it's incredible, it's half the price, and this, that, and the other thing. So the artificial smarty pants computer that thinks it's too smart intelligence firm was founded in 2023 by the guy, former chief of the artificially way too smart, computer thinking smarty pants intelligence driven quaint hedge fund High Flyer, which recently made waves in the tech industry with its breakthrough AI models. The company's mobile app, released in early January, has topped the App Store charts across major markets, including the US, UK, and China. However, the company's claims have not escaped doubts about their veracity. Remember that part I said about the Chinese lying? So what sets DeepSeek apart from other open source models, which are free to use? It incorporates the reasoning feature, articulating the thought process before providing responses. The company claims to deliver performance comparable to leading offerings such as Chat GBT while using a fraction of the computing power. I believe that about as far as you could throw the average Chinese guy uphill in a hurricane with driving rain in your face. I believe that not at all. So CNBC reports that the stock market is down heavily due to DeepSeek's implications for high-flying tech stocks like NVIDIA. The NASDAQ composite fell by 3.4% of the opening bell. The Dow fell 180 points, and the S&P 500 cratered by 2%. Okay, 2% is not cratering. It's just a good loss of volume. Immediately, social media users began exploring the extent of the Chinese censorship present in DeepSeek. One user posted a video demonstrating that it would begin to answer questions with the famous Tank Man image. Would answer a question about the famous Tank Man image from Tiananmen Square massacre, only to censor itself. Now, if you guys want to see something really interesting, you know what? I'm going to do it right here. Give me 1 second here, and I will find this for you. I'm going to slide on over, tap it off on Wiki. See 1 second here. I got more swiggage. So, you know, their former history, and this is one of these things that if you're around for it, you saw it. It was a big deal back then, and the Chinese don't want to admit it. So, back in 1989, there was a Tiananmen Square protest, and it was known in China as the June 4th incident, where Chinese-led demonstrations held at Tiananmen Square in Beijing, China, lasting from 15 April to 4 June 1989, after weeks of unsuccessful attempts between the demonstrators and the Chinese government to find a peaceful resolution. The Chinese government deployed troops to occupy the square on the night of 3 June, which referred to as the Tiananmen Square Massacre. The events are sometimes called the 89 Democracy Movement, the Tiananmen Square Incident, and Tiananmen Uprising. The protests were precipitated by the death of pro-reform Chinese Communist Party General Hu Yaobang in July 1989 amid the backdrop of rapid economic development and social change in post-Mao China, reflecting anxieties among the people and the political elite about the country's future. The reforms of the 1980s led to a nascent market economy, benefited some people, but seriously disadvantaged others. And the one-party political system also faced a challenge to its legitimacy. Translation: Communist Chinese Party. Now, remember the way these guys do stuff? They just do stuff. And if you need to stomp on somebody with both feet, that's considered good for the party. So, anyway, the Chinese now have basically set it up in such a way that they don't even talk about this. If you have people of a certain age range, they never even heard about this. So people of the appropriate age range that know about this, heard about this, have not observed this, they don't talk about it, because if they do, you have that social thing. It's kind of like their version of Facebook, where if you lose social points, guess what? You don't get to drive, you don't get to walk on certain streets, you don't get to fly, and oh yeah, you don't get to spend nearly as much money, and they want you to blanking starve because you've lost social bearing. Patriot Fever, what is that? What is that name you're talking about there? Hu Yao Bang. Hu Yao Bang. What is that? An adult actor? Adult film actor, I think it is. Anyway, yeah, Fem Pruder would definitely approve of that name. So anyway, what's going on here is their smarty pants, artificial computer whiz bang thing that basically is intelligence, is now editing itself to not answer when people ask it about the Tiananmen Square, and it goes, "Oh yeah, about this, I can't answer that. I'm sorry." So anyway, it's now going on that this thing is basically editing itself. So, also, Wall Street analysts were quick to post notes skeptical about DeepSeek's claims. Citi questions whether DeepSeek's achievements were made without the use of advanced GPUs to fine-tune the models or build the underlying large language models through the distillation techniques. While the dominance of U.S. companies in the most advanced models, I was using that not word, could potentially be challenged, Citi estimates inevitably more restrictive environments. The U.S. access to more advanced chips is the advantage. So these guys are positing the notion that, wow, we built this whiz bang amazing thing, and we used it with, we built it with even less technology than the Americans did, and we built it for less. You didn't build it for less. You simply just built it, okay? I'm not impressed. So anyway, the Chinese are now bragging about the fact that they built this amazing artificial smarty pants computer thingamabob, intelligence. That might be something I'm kind of doing there. Anyway, So they're now saying it's so amazing, so incredible that, it matches up with our stuff using more expensive technology than, the NVIDIA GPUs and all the rest of that happy horse stuff. Because it really is amazingly tech requirement to actually make it generate what it needs to do. The thing about it is people aren't really getting into the other side of all these, amazingly able tech farms, smarty pants computer things. They're absolute energy hogs. Like the server farms needed to run these things pull so much power. It is blanking redonkulous. Like they've said, well, we need to expand on generating electrical power production so we can generate all the tech farms to run all this artificial smarty pants computer technology intelligence. Well, slight problem. You guys are saying that you're trying to go green. You're trying to remove the fact that we're burning oil, coal, and all the rest of this stuff. It's got very interesting. Now, all of a sudden, with all this new, whiz-bang technology, they're suddenly going, we could start building nuclear power plants again. Well, yeah, the technology has advanced way beyond what, 3 Mile On was, and Fukushima, and all these other various places that have had issues, and way, way, way beyond Chernobyl. Folks, if you know anything about, the history on Chernobyl, which is in Ukraine, that thing was built so cheaply that even the Russians are like, I don't know if I want to be near this thing. This thing could possibly go boom. Yeah. And it was built in such a way that it was like our first generation reactors that we were like, you know what? This is experimental only. We're tapping out. We found the technology works. We ain't building it like this anymore because this thing is inherently a tinderbox. We're not building any reactor technology like that. And if you guys want to see something unbelievably chilling, watch the mini series called Chernobyl. Oh, my stars and garters, I cannot even begin to tell you how chilling that thing was. It was absolutely wow. Just absolutely wow. That's all I got to say about that one, other than the fact that, well, it never should have been built like that. And they built it just like that. Yipes. I mean, and I do mean yipes with like the big Y and, like, the coyote going over the cliff going, yeah, one of those exactly. Um, Ooh, Martinez Sasquatch. I like that. Warhammer 40K term for, the unspoken one. It's abominable, abominable, abominable intelligence. I kind of like that. That one's cute. No, I'll come up with something. I usually smart ass something and I give it to sound guy, and then he chipmunks it and makes it cute. He always does stuff like that, right?
Fatality.
Okay. I was allowed to be sick, sound guy. I got this one. Sound guy. Yeah. Yeah, exactly. That. One of those.
Look around and find out.
Okay, we're playing the cats too much. Sound guy.
No. No. Hell no. No. I refuse. No.
That.
This is my boomstick.
He's at it again, folks. Let's see here. Scrolly. Excuse me, I got work stuff popping up. Yeah, I know about that one. I know about that one. And I know about that one. It's redundant sometimes. It's redundant. Just give me 1 second. It's redundant sometimes. Anyway, way shape. I think the dog's gonna be carrying on because Mrs. Dude's home now. Let's see. Scrolly. There's some really funny memes now about DeepSeek getting the 50 millionth prompt about Tiananmen Square, and there's a picture of a Chinese guy just like, oh. Yeah, to which I say can't stop the signal. Let's see. Scrolly. I don't know if you guys heard about this one or not. Let me close the door real quick. Be right back. Because he won't shut up because he's being bark. Ugh. Anyway, I don't know if you guys heard about this one or not, but Anthony Mackie, the guy that's been playing the Falcon in the the MCU or the Marvel cartoon universe, he did a don't do it, no, stupid kind of what the heck were you thinking kind of a thing. And it truly can be said that really he did not think this one through. What he did was he basically said something completely blanking idiotic. So what happened is essentially he was spoken to and he was like, oh, I don't think that I should be proud of America, this, that, and the other thing. I don't think that Captain America would be proud of America. So now he's trying to play damage control. So he's now trying to, put out the fire that he started on his own buttocks, shall we say. So anyway, he was stated as saying that he basically was not proud of America, or Captain America wouldn't be proud of America. To which I said, you're talking about a guy that was a World War II, character, and not just any character, but a World War II character of great rapport. Martinez Hotchwash, Rots of Ruck. So anyway, looking at the article, following a significant amount of backlash coming from Yahoo Entertainment, significant amount of backlash, recent comment that term America should not be one of the representations associated with Marvel character Captain America. Mackie took to Instagram stories to state, let me be clear about this. I'm a proud American. No, dude, it's because your ass got set on fire. You basically said some really stupid stuff. Now, your private opinion is your private opinion, but if you're dumb enough to say this stuff in public and Disney has to then carry your water because you just basically made that character look like a total jackass, you're in trouble. Now, the other thing, too, is most people don't know this, but that Captain America something, whatever freedom thing it is, hang on a second here, Captain America Brave New World has now had major reshoots. It's been extended for its release date multiple times. The movie has now cost $400 million. Now, let's just break this down real simple, stupid, and easy for, even the most Democrat person to understand. For that movie to just break even, it doesn't need to double its money. It needs to double its money and then some. It needs to break $1.2 billion or probably 0.3 to be justifiably profitable enough to even state so $700 million more than what they originally have invested in the thing to show a profit. So that movie needs to crack $1.2 to $1.3 billion. Now, I can guarantee you, no matter what you say about anything, anytime in public, politically neutral even, you're going to say something that's going to piss off 50% of the people. Now, I don't care that Mackie is of a certain racial order or a certain political persuasion, but if you say something so completely unpatriotic that it's blatantly obvious that you're not really shilling for the movie in which you're working for, you are an idiot. So anyway, he's now trying to, put out the fires and make himself like, I'm still really Mr. Patriotic. But he said, to me, Captain America represents a lot of different things. I don't think the term America should be one of those representations. It's about a man who keeps his word, has honor, dignity, integrity, somebody who's trustworthy and dependable. There's a lot of American service personnel who put the uniform every single day who are trustworthy, dependable, and serving with honor, dignity, and integrity. You are beyond a moron. For you to be insulting somebody of such high order of a fictional character, that somebody that's predisposed to being a World War II veteran and yet again a modern era veteran, modern era hero, and the whole super patriotic thing, you got no clue about what you're talking about, dude. You have never ever even predisposed yourself to even think in that manner. And now you're getting somebody that's going, okay, hang on a second here. Let me figure this out. Hang on. Say this. And they're scrawling out something really, really fast to go, put out the fire. Put out the fire. Disney is losing its ass on a lot of things. Mostly movie production has been so unbelievably unprofitable for them. It is beyond measure right now. The last two Marvel movies beyond tanked. I mean, it's just really blanking sad how much those guys have basically said in no unshortened term.
But I pooped from there.
Yeah, they really have just completely shot themselves in the foot. And this guy is not helping the cause when he does something dumbass like that and shoots down a guy who is the World War II veteran of really high order. And I got to tell you, Chris Evans, or whatever his name is, who played him previously, not impressed with him either. He's a screaming leftard. Just, yeah. Anyway, so beyond measure, these guys have so applied an amount of, large, stinking, hairy piles of, yeah.
But I pooped from there.
But I pooped from their bull meow. Okay, or bull splat. Anyway, so he's trying to set the record straight. Dude, no. Mackie told Entertainment Weekly at Comic-Con 2024, Brave New World is a great title for this film, calling it a new beginning and a foundation of which Marvel will build the universe on now. Not only this character, but all the characters that surround him being building blocks for us to utilize to move on to that universe and on into the future. No. Harrison Ford takes over for, John Hurt, who played the president. Danny Ramirez, Tim Blake Nelson, Giancarlo Esposito. Trailer release list of members shows that Ford transforming into the beat up Red Hulk. Whatever. It's gonna fail. It's really gonna fail. This guy has so poisoned the well that everybody's just gonna look at it and go, you know what? Nah, not feeling it. Not feeling it. Not feeling it. Let's see. Scrolly. Let's see. Oh, this one I think is very, very interesting. Gonna be a very, very short, one to read here, but very, very, very cogent. And
But I pooped from there.
yeah, it's gonna be talking about, of all things. So this coming in and a very noteworthy news story. Japan is now sounding the alarm as heart failure surges among the people who got the Chinese Communist coronavirus infection. Clot shot. That's right. Those people who went and got the clot shot. So they're now dealing with the fact that they're now suddenly noticing that the population is going,
God shot. God shot. Fact check. God shot.
I don't know what you're doing there, sound guy, but essentially those people who received the
God shot.
are now suffering heart issues, of which it is not good. So what's going to happen next? I think they're pretty much just going to be counting numbers and saying, okay, all these people that got it, you got it. You got it. You had it. You can't get rid of it. Because put it in, you can't take it out. The heck's going on here? I got like multiple buzzings. Multiple buzzings. Anyway, got another one here. This one I think is absolutely beyond hilarious. Speaking of abominable intelligence, Facebook, their page suggestions are just beyond, and I'm going to use it because now we can say the phrase again, are beyond retarded. But I truly enjoy blocking them to confuse the algorithm. Good fun to be had on that one. Excuse me 1 second here. You know, the whole block and show me less. It's really good fun stuff. Scrolly. This one I think is just a casual observation on my part, but I find it very interesting how sanctuary states are suddenly screaming that their state budgets are completely overwhelmed and they need to enact new taxes because their budgets are shortfalling, like hugely. Like my state alone is saying, oh, we're in the hole for $3 billion. We got to fix this now. Well, there's a slight problem when you do that stuff in this, the People's Bundesrepublik of Maryland. There is a balanced budget amendment in the state constitution. So they got to fix it. They cannot let anything be in arrears. They have to physically address and fix a budget that's completely fakaka duty. Now, the thing is, in the past, they actually utilized an income stream that most people really don't even think about. They utilized the federal highway funds, which to be used to fixing roadways, ramps, bridges, interstates, secondary roadways, main travel paths, and of course, surface streets. They are supposed to be addressing these things and fixing these roads. What did they do with that money instead? They're like, oh, yeah, well, we spent too much on this silly socialist project that we said was really near and dear to our hearts. Let's just take these federal funds and use that to balance out the budget. So that's literally what they did. Now, needless to say, the roads in my state suck. The roads in Baltimore City especially really suck. Like you drive your vehicle through there and you're constantly getting pounded. They are the most abysmal streets that you will ever drive through for the very simple reason is they haven't upkept them. And the bridges around here, there's a couple bridges around here I really don't like driving over because I think that they're just going to come crashing and burning anytime soon. And I'm not even talking about like the Key Bridge. That was a boat, okay? That's an industrial accident. Boat runs into a bridge. It's not unheard of. It happens a bit. So I'm not even talking about that. I'm talking about there's another bridge around here that really is like over 100 years old, and I hate driving over that bridge. Excuse me 1 second here. Move for Trump to abolish FCC guidelines like England. Well, the FCC is an agency and they make their own rules, or they're supposed to follow the rules that Congress has laid out for them in their charter, or the laws of which Congress has laid out for them. But they tend to draw outside the lines, kind of like, the BATF, where they recently got their PP slapped, and they're like, well, no, we need to institute these rules. It's like, you don't institute rules. You are not arbiters. You are the guys who enforce the laws that we tell you to enforce. Patriot Fever, Pritzkanistan. Our county has roads patched with horse stuff from the Amish. I wouldn't doubt that for a moment there, Patriot Fever. But I'll tell you what, if you want to really get the roads done right, give it to the Amish, man. They'll be like glass. Those guys are like phenomenal craftsmen. Guaranteed it would be amazing when they're done. This one I find to be completely hilarious, and there's no other way to say it other than, well, to say it for what it is. But man, it is absolutely hilarious that this chick did this stuff. And well, it didn't quite work out for her. But let's just say that it got very, very interesting when she did try to play these games. So what's going on here is, well, Agent Hong Kong Fooey. So she played Agent Provocateur, and it didn't work out for her. So yeah, Agent Hong Kong Fooey. I'm only going to play that once because it's a little kind of, not nice to the Asian folks, of which I have great respect. So a Chinese national who organized pro-Palestine rallies in USCA has just had her visas revoked. She's now free to organize her protests in China. So Agent Hong Kong Fooey, you can go home and enjoy being that kind of person in your own place. So bye-bye, Agent Hong Kong Fooey. Yeah. So you basically toasted her before you sent her home.
But I pooped from there.
Sound guy, what are you doing? No, what are you even doing, dude? He's pounding him. That's what he's doing. Sound guy, what are you doing? He's pounding him in the control room. Sound guy, at least put the can down, okay? Turn off the mic, please. Thank you. Sound guy drinking in public. Well, or he's drinking in the control room. Have you guys heard about this one or not? But I got to really clean this up because I really truly went full buck wild on this guy on my Facebook post. But David Hogg, the gun hating dickhead. He's now the second guy, vice chair, I think it is, or something like that. He's now the second rung scumbag at the Democrat National Committee who's now running things. Now, if there was ever anybody who was a gun-hating piece of crap, it's him. And truthfully, him in the right place at the right time, that right now is in the Democrat National Party, helping them succeed in their destined to fail. Thank you for picking him. He is just the guy. Scrolly. I don't know if you guys heard about this or not, but supposedly the Pentagon is now canceling all race, sex, and sexual orientation-based celebrations. This is the Pentagon, mind you. So this is the critical thing we'll realize is the proper way to fight discrimination and racism. So here's a list of events that the agency is pausing celebrations for. Now, I have a problem with the days. The actual months, I don't. So MLK Day, don't have a problem with that one. Black History Month, why are you getting a month? Women History Month, why are you getting a month? Holocaust Remembrance Day, that should be in place. Asian American Pacific Islander Heritage Month, why are you getting a month? Sound guy, I got this one. Now, the next group is one of those ones where I need to actually play the sound bite because, well, it's just more befitting. So, we need to talk about the
XYZPDQOU812.
Oops, I dropped my gerbil.
Anyway, so sound guy, stop playing the X-Files. So the XYZ PDQ OU812 Pride Month, Juneteenth. Okay, that's a celebrational day, the freedom of slavery, basically Emancipation Proclamation. That is correct as a day. Women's Equality Day. Okay, a day. I don't have a problem with it. But National Hispanic Heritage Month? No. National Disability Employment Awareness Month? No. National American Indian Heritage Month? No. All of these should be a day, and that's pushing it for some of those ones. They should be a day, especially the XYZ PDQ OU 812s. Just that's enough.
XYZPDQOU 812.
So the XYZ PDQ OU 812s. Sound guys, stop. Sound guy. Anyway, so we're talking about the
XYZPDQOU 812.
okay, so the XYZ PDQ OU 812s. Got it. Thanks.
XYZPDQOU 812. XYZPDQOU 812.
Look at this nasty ass.
I put the stop button on that last one. Oh yeah, crew. Appreciate you coming by, dude. Very cool. Got some additional people sliding in the room. That's always nice. And if you don't catch the whole show, it will be up in review if you wish to see it at its full time period. And those people who didn't get a chance to step in, click open the chat room. Some of the comments and stuff that I don't take out of the chat room are especially hilarious because, well, yeah. Crew says sexual orientation shouldn't be a month. I agree with that. Orientation shouldn't be a month. It shouldn't even be a day. Well, you never know, man. Things might just make things just a little bit interesting when they, they decide to.
Sarah Connor.
When they decide to Sarah Connor.
You asshole.
Okay. Anyway, Terminator hits. All right. I don't even know where you're going, sound guy, but we're trying to keep it very clean here, okay?
You dick!
Sound guy. Sound guy. Stop. Okay. Sound guy is being sound guy. Let's see. Scroll. I don't know if I saw this in one news story or not, but the 450, 60-pound Detroit rapper chick that tried to stuff herself in the back of the Lyft car, and the guy was like, "Oh, hell no. Cancel. Sorry." And she's now trying to sue the driver. She's now trying to sue Lyft, saying, "You denied me services." It's like, you know what? If you read the terms of service with Lyft and Uber, the driver can cancel for any reason. And all the driver really truly had to say is, I saw it as a safety hazard to have somebody that big in my vehicle when I don't think that they could be securely strapped in because, oh yeah, the seatbelt won't fit around them. That's all you really need to say at this point is it was a safety concern. I'm sorry, ma'am. You need to get into a larger vehicle because my vehicle is not going to be adequate for your size. Not the fact that I'm saying you're fat. I'm just saying that your size is too big for my vehicle to accommodate. So I need to cancel the ride. Now, I've had the tallest passenger I've had in the back of my Honda Pilot was like 6'9". Now, I can tell you for a fact, that guy fit in there without too much trouble, but I did actually take my front seat and I ran it all the way forward. And I was half joking around with him. I was like, unlike the airlines, I can actually give you adequate leg room. And he's like, "Oh, you don't even want to know, dude. I actually used to play pro basketball in Europe. So I would go from country to country in those little itty bitty, puddle jumpers." I was like, dude, how did you even fit in those aircraft? He goes, "It wasn't easy, but it was part of the job. So I made it work, but it was not good." So anyway, that guy basically made things happen. And, even he realized there's some vehicles that he physically just does not fit in. As a matter of fact, I think he actually did request an XL because of his height. So there's actually some vehicles you just don't fit in. When you're 6'9", you don't want the guy to show up with some little dinky Hyundai crap box going, "Okay, sir, come on in." You physically will not fit into that vehicle. One, because it's designed by Koreans. Two, because the guy is just honking huge. This one is something near and dear to my heart, coming in from truthpress.com. It's going to be a quick story, very, very easy. So, in the three legs of governance, there is legislative, judicial, and executive. However, Chuck Schumer, you are not in the higher authority. And I hope they rip you a new waste evacuation orifice, because he's now under investigation for threatening the Supreme Court of these United States. Wow. This one, I cannot begin to tell you just how hilarious this is. This one's going to be one of those ones the leftists are twisting themselves up not to way, shape, and form, levels, depths, breadths, and unbelievable levels, shall we say. I cannot, I can't even get into this one other than simply just say, holy crap. And I do mean like, holy crap. Let's give me a swig. Patriot Fever, Lyft driver as a 7-passenger, but still not enough vehicle. I don't know if she asked for an XL or asked for an X there, Patriot Fever. But the 7-passenger van, that sounds adequate. The only thing is, for requirements on driving Lyft and Uber, they have to have doors on either side. However, if dude showed up in a Honda, like Odyssey, or like the Kia equivalent, or a Toyota, what is it? The Toyota Sienna thing it is, like their minivan. The minivan is actually set up as such as that it actually does have a pretty good amount of space. I still would say the seat belts would not accommodate that girth, because that girl is big around, and I don't even mean just a little bit. She is big around. Patriot suggestion for LGBT Day. April 1st every day, better yet, February 2nd. Yeah, April Fools. That's good. Anyway, this one coming in Breitbart.com. So this one I cannot even begin to just beyond measure. This I don't know who you are. This stuff is funny. So Netflix now has a slight issue because the first transgender Best Actress nominee, Carla Sofia Gascon, has been removed from the Oscar campaign after a social media uproar. So this is a guy who says she's a girl. So getting into the article, Netflix has taken the extraordinary step of removing Best Actress Oscar nominee Carla Sofia Gascon from the Academy Awards campaign for Emilia Perez, canceling appearances by the transgender performer and deleting any reference from Gascon from its Oscar-themed advertisements. So the decision comes, the first transgender performer ever nominated for an Oscar, so he continues, it's small s, big H, he continues to face widespread backlash over old social media posts in which the performer insulted Muslims, called George Floyd a hustler, and made disparaging remarks about Black and Asian actors. So let me see if I got this right. So one specially preferred group can't make fun of other specially preferred groups, or they're now denied being a specially preferred group. I think that's how it works. Huh. Okay. So the scandal's taken Hollywood by storm in the height of awards season. Many industry insiders are wondering how Netflix's formidable publicity department could have missed Gascon's old tweets as they poured a rumored $30 million into the Emilia Perez campaign. I've never even heard of this thing. I've never even heard of this person. Yeah, so the very least, Emilia Perez frontrunner status now appears to be in serious jeopardy as the Academy members prepare to cast their final ballots ahead of the March 2nd ceremony. Does anybody even watch this steaming pile of liberal scat? Yipes. Reason for your consideration ads for Emilia Perez doesn't mention Gascon at all, focusing on other categories, including co-star and supporting actress nominee Zoe Saldana. She's cute. I like her. Gascon, who hails from Spain, will no longer appear at series pre-Oscar events in Los Angeles, including the Directors Guild Awards, Producers Guild Awards, AFI Luncheon, Critics' Choice Awards, according to unnamed sources who confided to The Hollywood Reporter. In addition, Gascon will be a no-show at the Santa Barbara International Film Festival, a key stop in the Oscars campaign trail. Netflix's relationship with Gascon has reportedly deteriorated to a state where they're reportedly communicating through the performer's agent. Yeah, I knew that stuff would be happening. At Breitbart's news reporting, Gascon posted a lengthy apology late last week for the past tweet saying, quote, "I am not a racist," end quote. The performer also appeared on CNN in Spanish over the weekend, reportedly breaking down in tears while apologizing. "I'm so sorry. I didn't mean to say those things, even when I did mean them at the time." See, that's the thing that really is funny about liberals is they go, well, it's not that important now unless you're a Republican. And then it's never, ever, ever forgotten. Wow. Until recently, Amelia Perez enjoyed frontrunner status in the year's Oscar race with 13 nominations, including Best Picture, Director, Actress, Supporting Actress in Foreign Language Film. The French-produced, mostly Spanish-language movie is an unconventional musical about a cartel boss, Gascon, who decides to exit the drug trade by undergoing a sex change operation. I don't know if I really have much more than just simply just saying, how else can you say this but oh my. Oh my. Wow. Just wow. Oh my. Thanks, George. I think you oh my'd enough for that one, dude. Wow. There's another quick one. Executive producer of 60 Minutes is standing defiant as CBS News grapples with a $10 billion lawsuit from President Donald Trump. Bill Owens, who led the program since 2019, made it clear on Monday's staff meeting that he won't back down on controversy surrounding a Kamala Harris interview, according to the New York Times. So what happened was they did an interview, and she gave one of her like really squishy kind of, well, you know, this, that, the other thing, and things are all circular when I'm talking about circles, and when I circle back and this tag in circles, and this, when her word salad answer came out and looked like total scat, they actually let them edit her answer. She came back going, well, in a really coaching phase, which so they basically made her look good before the election, and Trump was like, hell no. Hell no. Nope. Nope. And he's now suing over it because, they try to play fast and loose. And if they lose, and if they really, really lose, $10 billion is going to be a serious bite in the bag. And I hope he donates all that money to something good. Speaking of people spending money that's looking really stupid in the process, so California is now saying we're spending $50 million to help the illegals to avoid being tossed out. But could you spare a few billion to help us with the fires, which our own bad methods help happen? So yeah, the San Francisco Chronicle reported California lawmakers approved 2 bills setting aside $50 million for lawsuits and legal aid services ahead of anticipated battles with the Trump administration. So Democrats rejected the Republican proposed amendments to prevent any of the money being used to defend criminal illegal aliens. Governor Newsom signed a bill providing $2.5 billion in state aid for the wildfires, but the state is also seeking federal aid that could amount to hundreds of billions of dollars, all while fighting Trump. So, San Francisco Chronicle reported one of the bills passed Monday will spend an additional $25 million to the California Department of Justice, headed by Attorney General Rob Bonta, to cover legal expenses and lawsuits, quote, to mitigate the impacts of actions taken by the federal government. Lawmakers clarified that while the bill would authorize up to $25 million in the department, it would only be necessitated by litigation. The other bill set aside $25 million for legal aid organizations and immigration centers aimed at defending immigrants in California. The funding for nonprofits and outside groups was originally proposed by the Senate Democrats, who reached a deal with Newsom and Assembly leaders over the 2 Trump-related bills. Oh, these guys. These guys. We need to actually ring the phone off the hook and let Trump know that we're very pro-gun and we want him to fix these things and fix these pro-gun items. This one being very near and dear to my heart. But essentially, there is now something called the SHush Act. So basically being quiet. So Representative Michael Cloud, representative Republican from Texas, has introduced the SHush Act in the House of Representatives, which would deregulate suppressors. Senator Mike Lee, Republican from Utah, has introduced a comparison bill in the Senate. Suppressors, or proper name, or silencers, are regulated under the Bureau of Alcohol, Tobacco, and Firearms of the National Firearms Act of 1934. That, thanks to Hollywood myth, as hearing protection devices make weapons whisper quiet, many people assume these items are tools of assassins. That's why they're heavily regulated. No, they get regulated because people had like too much access to this stuff and they were bad guys back in the bad old days of like prohibition. But suppressors don't make the gun completely silent, lowers the sound to a safe level, doesn't damage a person's hearing. Government suppressor shooting regular ammunition is still loud. Suppressors are on the NFA because in the 1930s, poachers used suppressors to harvest their targets. No, it was because of prohibition, okay? Reasons a far cry from the Hollywood narrative. Now that most states allow suppressors to allow hunting with them, the original reason for suppressors to be on the NFA is pointless. People are hunting legally with suppressors to save their hearing. Wow. So looking at things as it is, we now find ourselves hopefully getting rid of this onus piece of regulation because it truly doesn't help anybody. And the only thing it does is really make it harder for everybody to make things go quieter when you don't want to really be banging the snot out of your ears, especially in a firearms range, man. It can get really honking loud. Let's see. Scroll. This one's going to be really, really interesting. I'm going to use this as the good opportunity to say the classic phrase, you'd never, ever eat an elephant all at once. It takes small bites to eat an entire elephant. Coming in from X/Twitter, Elon Musk posted up the @Doge team discovered, amongst other things, that payment approval officers at the Treasury were instructed to always provide and approve payments, even to known fraudulent or terrorist groups. They literally have never denied a payment in their entire career. Not even once. Robbie Starbuck underneath there says, the highest ranking Treasury official, David A. Lebrick, is resigning rather than complying with the request by Doge for access to audit where they spent trillions of dollars a year. Why would a career bureaucrat fear an audit by @Elon Musk and @Doge to see where we can save money? On that note, folks, I think we can close house because, well, it pretty much says it all. When Democrats/bureaucrats would rather piss away your hard-earned rather than fix the fakaka-duty problem. Wow. Unbelievable. Yeah, that whole thing about, like, the guys supplying and spending and that U.S. aid agency, that needs to be defunded in the first damn place. All right, folks. So thank you guys for hanging out with me. You got many other things to do on a Tuesday. You guys decided to hang out with me, and I truly appreciate your kind attentions. Good stuff like that there. You get a gold star for attendance. Thank you so much for hanging out. If I put out an earlier video, I'll put another video out. But you got this one for the moment. So thank you so much for hanging out with me. I'll break off of this one. So eco cape thundering as always, you know it, you love it. I will catch you guys next week unless something calamitous happens, like giant meteors or space aliens or who knows. I'll catch you guys later. Have a good one. I will see you then. Catch you guys later. Have a good week. See you guys. Earners!